Hi, Edwin. Good evening. It's a pleasure to greet you. I always end up in these meetings when I'm driving, when I'm traveling, but honestly, I couldn't make it home. Still, I thought I'll just sit somewhere and chat with my family. I feel very happy to be with you all. I see we have a good turnout. We have a great audience today, right? We're happy, we're excited. And I also feel very satisfied, very happy. I want to congratulate you because I think we broke records in September. There was an incredible number of new ranks. People who achieved their goals, who reached amazing new ranks. I was surprised. So many new people I had never seen before. I think maybe they showed up with their new ranks. Diamond ranks, new presidents, and higher. So I feel very happy, Edwin, to be sharing this Zoom with you all. And it brings me a lot of joy to know that we have many people here who are joining us. Maybe it's the first time we're in a conference like this. There's a great group that joined in Oaxaca, and I spoke with some very interesting leaders there this past week. People who are joining in from different parts of from America, right? We're very happy. And it's my turn to talk about health, to talk about the concept we have at Celion. And the question people ask, notice that it's an interesting question. One of the most important questions I've been asked is, Dr. Quiroz, what is the difference between Celion's products and those from other companies? Because we know that we have good companies in the market. The industry is made up of entrepreneurial people. In this wonderful industry of health and wellness that we have, there are many options, quite a few companies. But people want to know what sets us apart, what the difference is between Celion and other companies. So I was telling a leader yesterday, let's talk about the different aspects. I said, let's talk about quality. When it comes to quality, we are perhaps on par with or even better than several companies in terms of quality. But there's a big difference, I told him. We are far superior in effectiveness, because you shouldn't confuse quality with effectiveness. There are a lot of products on the market that are high quality, but very low in effectiveness. Let me give you an example. Notice that in the pharmaceutical industry, when studies are done with new drugs, if a drug achieves 5 or 10% effectiveness for the problem they're trying to solve or the symptom they're trying to control, it's considered suitable to go to market. We're talking about 10%, 15%, 20 or 25% is considered extremely effective. Isn't that interesting? And when it comes to supplements, talking about products like ours that have an effectiveness, I'm not going to say 100% today because I don't want to sound arrogant, but let's say 99%, 99.9%, because we always have to leave room for a small percentage of people who, as I say, get scared when they use the products and they've spent many years feeling unwell, maybe. And when they start to feel better, they actually get scared because they're not used to it after so many years of feeling bad. So that kind of person sometimes stops using the products. They get scared. They say, no, it didn't agree with me. I feel like I had a weird reaction, and they get scared. So let's leave that small fraction there as a percentage for that group. But I assure you, of all the people here on this Zoom, that 100% of us gathered today who have already used the products, we've all noticed positive changes in our health, or we can perceive the effectiveness of our products. And that makes a huge difference because companies of this kind have to have products of great quality, of great effectiveness. They need to be products suitable for everyone, meaning they should be for mass consumption. That's extremely important. Mass use. That's why we can recommend our products for everyone from children to the elderly, because they're products of the highest. Well, they're for mass use and they're extremely effective. Another important aspect of our products is that they're for repeated use. And I love that because they don't use them this month and then next month say, well, I already used them. It was a treatment. It helped me. Now I'll stop because it was just a treatment. No, 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 no. These are products designed to address a deficiency and a need that you have constantly. For example, it's like eating. We have to eat every day. It's like drinking water. We need water every day. Our products at Celion are products that, ideally, everyone would use every day, and that would become essential products for daily use, for repeated use. And another wonderful feature of our products is that they are products that never go out of style and never will. We're not selling products just because they're trendy, because that's the trend right now. No, no, no. These are products that people use and will continue to use, not because of a trend, but because they truly address real needs that we all have. We all need nutrients. We all need to detoxify our bodies every day. Just like we shower every day, we also need to help with the internal detoxification of our bodies. Every day we oxidize, every day we are exposed to chemicals, toxins, carbon monoxide, and carbon dioxide. Every day our cells are producing energy, but they're also producing toxins and free radicals. And those toxins and free radicals need to be eliminated from our bodies. And we make that easier for you with our products. The neutralization and elimination of toxins. So, in reality, our products are meant to be integrated into the lifestyle of every person involved in our company and all of our customers. We need to teach them that these products are for daily use. They're meant to be used repeatedly. It's not a trend, it's a necessity. These are products that everyone should have. Unfortunately, not everyone knows about them, nor will everyone ever know about them. But if we already have the privilege of knowing the most effective products on the market, then we have a tremendous privilege, and we should take advantage of it. And we don't have to go around questioning so many things, like whether there are clinical studies, or this and that, or this or that, or the other thing that comes up with really strange people, who want to poke around too much, as if we were talking about a medication. We're not talking about medications. And people say, so what are the side effects or adverse effects of your products? You're talking to me as if I'm talking about a drug, but I'm talking to you about a food. Yesterday, a good leader asked me, Doctor, if these products are so good and have all these characteristics, why don't you list it in the pharmacopoeia? Why don't you put it in the ML, or whatever it's called? In those publications where they list the new medications that come out. And I told him, precisely because we don't sell medications. A product of this caliber. We wouldn't, as they say, give them more prestige or raise their status by listing them in those publications. On the contrary, we would be discrediting the product and limiting it to the level of a drug or medication. We're above that. because medications might correct the symptoms a little bit. But once the effect wears off, the symptom comes back or the illness is still there. The disorder itself isn't corrected. What they're correcting is just the symptom, and only for a few hours, while the medication's effect lasts. But I'm talking to you about products that go beyond that. I'm talking about products that meet a real need at the cellular level in our bodies. Needs that must be fulfilled, like cellular nutrition, cellular detoxification, and the ongoing activation of metabolism. The neutralization of toxins and free radicals in our cells. Those are real needs. That's ongoing maintenance of our bodies. And I really hope that thousands or even millions of people come to understand this concept, join our family, and see it that way. What are we doing with our products? We're meeting those needs. The basic needs that our cells have. Needs to be clean, to be free from free radicals and toxins. Enzymatic needs to be able to carry out all the chemical reactions inside our cells, all the metabolic reactions, the need for all the coenzymes, vitamins, minerals, amino acids, and essential fatty acids. We are providing ourselves with the basic and vital needs that we have every day. That's why, when you talk about these products from that lion, present them in the right way. Don't say these products are good for diabetes, for arthritis, for cholesterol. No. These products are for keeping your cells healthy, functioning at 100%. They're so your cells can be happy. They're so your cells can be healthy. They're so people can have well-being, so they can feel good. That's why we present these products. I love it when people say, I'm taking the products and I don't feel anything. And I love to answer them and say, well, that means they're working for you, because well-being or feeling good is not feeling anything. Interesting, isn't it? It's being able to have energy, to feel joy, with all the functions of our body working properly. It's enjoying life. That's what well-being is. That's what it means to feel good. What we can tell people is that with our products, their cellular health will improve, their well-being will increase, and their quality of life, both at the cellular and physical level, will reach an optimal level. I know there are people who are sick, regardless of what their illness or disorder is called. Regardless, if you detoxify, nourish, activate, and deoxidize, your health and well-being will improve, no matter what diagnosis or health problem you have right now. And the beautiful thing about this is that when we understand this concept, when we truly get it up here, and we put it into practice and start seeing those testimonials and experiences in our family, in ourselves, in our friends, in our community. How amazing it is when people come to visit you looking for help because they need to improve their health and they're already tired of bouncing from doctor to doctor. From hospital to clinics to specialty centers, spending a lot of money. And suddenly they meet someone from Celion who gives them a little box of DNA and says, look, try it, or we'll give you your money back. And that person starts using the tea, the Celion power in the morning, along with the neurocell. And at noon, they take their celery boost and do that simple routine for 2 or 3 days. And by the third day, the person calls their friend and says, hey, what did you give me? How is it possible that I've struggled so much, spent so much, taken so many medications, and now you come to me with these simple things that are even tasty and pleasant, and in just 2 or 3 days I feel like a new person, like life has come back to me. What did you give me? And then you say, I gave you what your cells need, what your cells were screaming for, desperately asking for, what your cells couldn't figure out how to send you a message about. And cells don't use WhatsApp, they don't use Telegram, they don't use Messenger, and they don't use TikTok. Like to send a message to your phone and say, I'm missing antioxidants, I need B complex vitamins, I'm lacking minerals, I'm oxidizing. Please send me a bit more antioxidants. If cells had a way to communicate and could send us a WhatsApp, send us a little message, wouldn't that be nice? Everyone would get it on their smartphone. The list of vital compounds that your cells are needing. But that's our job. Before the cells start screaming, it's better to put all the vital ingredients our cells need every day to function at 100% into all our products. We put them together, we present them nicely, with pleasant flavors. And we present it this way. So then, in your honest opinion, how many people do you truly think we should actually help? A significant number of them? With a simple, practical, but highly effective message. 100%, folks, 100%. Don't doubt it. Don't talk about our products with fear. Speak with confidence. Speak with joy. Radiate that celery boost when you present it. Tell them, this works great for me. And you and I are no different. We have the same needs at the cellular level. I recommend it to you. Go out on the street, go to people's homes, and whenever you see someone suffering, whenever you see someone down or sad, someone who has lost hope of being healthy, that person who maybe has already been given up on by doctors because medication can't do anything anymore, that person who maybe doesn't trust anyone anymore because they put their faith in medicine, in pharmaceuticals, and now they feel let down. So you show up with that wonderful little DNA box and say, look, give yourself a chance. If your health doesn't improve, don't pay me, or we'll give you your money back. Speak with confidence. And I assure you, folks, that we will be able to improve the health of thousands and thousands of people who have serious health needs. This is the beautiful thing about Celion. Celion is a concept that adapts to every human being, to every person who has cells. The only requirement for our products to work is to give them to someone who has living cells, or whose cells are about to die. This will bring them back to life and revive them. Our products are extremely effective. A leader asked me yesterday, and that's why I decided to talk about this today. Because of the questions he asked me, he said, "What is your vision, doctor? What do you see for the future with this line of such effective products you have?" And I told him, look, we will be recognized internationally as the best nutraceutical company. But that will be because we are truly committed to having the most effective products on the entire market. We have the knowledge, we have the laboratory. We have a team of professional young people to develop the products. We have biotechnologists there, people with knowledge and experience. And you know what the most important thing is, folks, that you have at Celion? People with the greatest willingness and intention to serve, to give their best, too. Let's say, dedicate themselves. All our energy, our intention is genuine, our knowledge. We want to do great things, but that greatness is also simple. Simple, like saying that 100% of the people who use our products will be happy and grateful to have found Celio. The ambition is quite simple, but it is truly great because you will always see it reflected in this company's core values and operations. That's why, because of these simple elements, today you can say that you are in a genuine company, a real company, a company with good intentions. I am very happy because at first I pushed for the best ingredients, as I always have for our products. But one day, while laughing with Jonathan says to me, "Doctor, it's your fault," he says, "for wanting to make things so expensive." And now he tells me, I can't think any other way anymore. You taught me that we have to use the best. And he tells me, now my obsession is just that, the best, the best. We have people who spend all day researching what the best ingredients are, what the best option is, the best, the best, the best. That's our language, to give the best. So feel happy, because we truly have a wonderful treasure in our hands, our product line. Speak with certainty, with confidence. Let's simplify things, not by using strange or sophisticated words. Are our products going to be better? Our products are the best. Even if we sell them in a simple way, honestly, practically, without selling dreams, without making false claims. We do not cure diseases. We nourish, detoxify, activate, and deoxidize. In other words, we repair cells. We repair cells that need life. We meet the essential, vital needs of our cells. That's what we do. Of course, anyone who is in poor health will improve their health. Don't doubt it. Don't have any doubts about it. I don't care, and it doesn't matter to me what the name of the disease is. If I work on improving cellular functions, that person who has a disorder will get better, will improve. And after that, they won't be sick, not even if they try to act sick, right? Even if they're doing it to manipulate their family. Because some people pretend to be sick to avoid going to work. But anyway, even those people will get up here. Even the ones who are trying to act sick, right? That makes me really happy. I want to. I want to encourage you to look. This is how I sell. I sell without selling. Yesterday. No, sorry, the day before yesterday. Sunday. I had a full house. The office in Los Angeles was packed. I couldn't handle seeing any more patients. And every day, more people come to see me and they tell me, "Doctor, I'm so grateful because in the first week I felt better, and here I am bringing you other people who need help." And suddenly a lady says to me, "Hey, why do you give everyone the same thing?" And I tell her, "Because everyone needs the same thing. Because cells always need. This is what cells need." "That's strange," she says to me, "but that person has one illness and the other has a different illness. And you give them the same thing." And I tell her, "Well, it's because I don't treat diseases, I restore the vital functions of the cells with these foods." And that's the magic of this. The real art is in simplifying those things that seem complex. Human beings are experts at making things complicated. But we have to become experts at simplifying things because that's the real art. The art. Our products can definitely be used by children. Of course, just in a smaller amount for them. Dogs can use them too because they have cells. Of course. Absolutely. And kittens too. And the elderly, the seniors, the old folks, well, them too. So our products are for everyone. Everyone. So let's become. I love that someone wrote that there. Let's become experts and artists in the true art. Simplifying what seems complex. That's the real art. Applying knowledge to products that actually work. Okay, always have the intention to give your best. Speak with certainty, with joy, with confidence, without any doubts or fears about what we're presenting. That's beautiful. That just reminded me of something about intention. And Jason, well, he's known me for many years. I love that in Houston he remembered an anecdote I tell, right? About intention, the intention of a human being. I once told them that everyone can sense your intention. Okay, we don't sell products. We sell the intention behind presenting a product, the intention. See how interesting that is. You know when someone genuinely wants to help you. You know when someone is trying to sell you a false dream. You know when someone wants to scam you. You know when someone wants to steal from you. But you also know when someone genuinely wants to give you the best. The intention behind how we do things. And to my sister and me, he bought each of us a chicken. And so there was a chicken that had half of its upper beak short because it had broken off. I used to call her half-beak because her beak wasn't like this. It was like this. I used to call her half-upper beak, so the chicken had a problem. She couldn't pick up the corn kernels from the floor because when she pecked at them, the kernels would go flying. She just couldn't grab them because her upper beak was short. So I came up with a way to feed her, which was grabbing a handful of corn in my hand. And of course, with the handful of corn, she would bury her upper beak in it because she could dig it in, you know? And I would feed her with a handful of corn in my hands. And that's how it was every day. And I took care of the chicken. And my intention was to feed her, to make sure she was okay, you know? But one day my mom told me, Daniel, today when you feed the chicken, grab her because we're going to make tamales. And I said, okay. And that day, I grabbed the handful of corn and the chicken. Look, folks, she didn't come. Instead, she just stared at me from a distance and was like, no, I'm not coming. You want to make tamales out of me. And it really got to me. I was telling you all that day the chicken didn't want to eat, and we had to chase her and chase her to catch her. And no matter how much corn I offered, she wouldn't come. Okay, so you can come with your DNA, with the best products on the market, like the ones we have. But you know what's most important? Your intention when you present them, the intention you have when you approach people. And that's what people will buy. That's what people will say. This guy, this girl comes with a genuine intention. They want to help me because that's the intention you'll show when you present it. But if you present it in another way, Maybe the customer will act like the little chicken, saying, just another product. No, no, no. Our products are of the highest quality and effectiveness, but they have to be presented with great intention, with genuine intention. And that's the guaranteed success we have with our products. So, ladies and gentlemen,